Past continuous tense with examples. Past continuous tense. When to use. Ongoing actions in the past. Example: I was studying science in my school age. It was 8 o'clock. She was writing a letter. They were meeting secretly after work. Her English was improving rapidly. The country was changing in the last decade. Past continuous tense. How to write. Subject, helping verb, verb, and rest of the sentence. This is the common format for any sentence. I was. He, she, it was. You, we, they were. Verb in present participle and rest of the sentence. This is the common format for past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. How to write in affirmative form. Subject, helping verb, verb in present participle, and rest of the sentence. I was visiting India last month. You were visiting India last month. We were visiting India last month. They were visiting India last month. He was visiting India last month. She was visiting India last month. It was visiting India last month. Past continuous tense. How to write in negative form. Subject, helping verb, not verb in present participle, and rest of the sentence. I wasn't visiting India last month. You weren't visiting India last month. We weren't visiting India last month. They weren't visiting India last month. He wasn't visiting India last month. She wasn't visiting India last month. It wasn't visiting India last month. Past continuous tense. How to write as a question. Helping verb, subject, verb in present participle, and rest of the sentence. Was I visiting India last month? Were you visiting India last month? Were we visiting India last month? Were they visiting India last month? Was he visiting India last month? Was she visiting India last month? Was it visiting India last month? Past continuous tense. How to write as a negative question. Helping verb, subject, not, verb in present participle, and rest of the sentence. Wasn't I visiting India last month? Weren't you visiting India last month? Weren't we visiting India last month? Weren't they visiting India last month? Wasn't he visiting India last month? Wasn't she visiting India last month? Wasn't it visiting India last month? Past continuous tense. How to write as a question tag. Subject, helping verb, verb in present participle, rest of the sentence, and tag. I was visiting India last month, wasn't I? You were visiting India last month, weren't you? We were visiting India last month, weren't we? They were visiting India last month, weren't they? He was visiting India last month, wasn't he? She was visiting India last month, wasn't she? It was visiting India last month, wasn't it? Past continuous tense. How to write as a negative question tag. Subject, helping verb, not, verb in present participle, rest of the sentence, and tag. I wasn't visiting India last month, was I? You weren't visiting India last month, were you? We weren't visiting India last month, were we? They weren't visiting India last month, were they? He wasn't visiting India last month, was he? She wasn't visiting India last month, was she? It wasn't visiting India last month, was it? Past continuous tense. Exercise. Write in six forms. They were swimming earlier. Subscribe and comment your answers.